Hey everybody, how's it going, friends? Good to see you. Happy Sunday to everyone. It is 7 o'clock. Time to do the Sunday night live stream. No guest tonight. It's just me. We're going to talk about a bunch of good stuff. And yeah, we're going to have a good time. So, looking to see who's here on the chat. If somebody could, please throw me a loud and clear so that I know that I'm coming in okay. Teresa Flanders is here. Philip Odrin is here. Jason Wilkerson is here. Jason, I think I saw that you guys had a great time in the tournament this last week, and if I'm not mistaken, I think you won the amateur division. So congratulations on that. It's a great feeling, isn't it? Yeah. Todd Bone saying, hey Chris, all good? Good. Matt President is here. Matt, we got some things to talk about from you as well. Matt's such a good guy, good friend, great supporter of the channel. So I got some things here that we're going to talk about shortly that he has donated to the channel, and really excited about it. What a super good guy. But all right, here we go. I'd rather be fishing is saying Lima Charlie, loud and clear. John Levitt is here. Chris Clark, Kathy Duffield, Richard Alford, Sarah Bergen, my sister. Hey Sarah, how you doing? How is everybody? Good to see you. Jim Dabrowski is here. Jim, you're here all the time. Good to see you as well. Eric's Adventures is here. Jason C is here. Nick Padula is here. Nina Crane saying thanks for all these videos. The cohos are biting here in Wisconsin. I'm glad they are because they're not here. I wish they were. We can talk about a little fishing report here shortly as well. Excuse me. Stephen Eddy is here. See that name a lot. Brian Allure, Bill Dickens. Good to see you, Bill. Just booked a trip with me in July, and Bill fished with me last year, and we had a blast. We had a really good day last year. And Tim Burns, Phil, oh my goodness, Milanarich, I believe I'm saying that right. Yeah, Phil, you sent me a text there, I believe, saying sent me a couple photos of you and your grandson out there catching some fish. Really good to see. Yeah, and Stephen Steele saying cohos are biting good in Michigan City. Guys, gals, I don't have a microphone on tonight, so I hope everything is coming through nice and loudly. I just didn't mic up because I didn't have a guest. Normally the camera picks it up pretty good anyway, so that's cool. Karen C from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. How's your groundhog doing out there? Pretty warm now. All right, yeah. So tonight we're going to talk about must-have rotators, whether it be spin doctors, flashers, the big fish rotators, the Beckholds, things like that. You know, Dreamweaver, I always got to mention this. Dreamweaver is my absolute go-to, love them. And they proudly sponsor every one of these Sunday night live streams. So if you ever want to do me a huge favor, make sure to support the people that support this channel, especially the companies. Dreamweaver is a huge one. So Dreamweaver, thank you again for being here and supporting the channel. Really, thanks to everybody for being here and supporting the channel as well. Oh, what else we got? Somebody said they got a big king today. Elk and Aider. Elkinator? Elkinator, I believe I said that right. Got a good king today. Glad to hear that. I hear that Lake Ontario by Niagara is just tearing them up right now. So jealous. I talked to a couple guys on a group chat that I'm in, and those guys are just destroying them out there right now. You know, Manistee is, I mean, it's a world-class fishery without a doubt. Lake Michigan, all the Great Lakes, world-class fisheries. But we do have to wait here in the more northern ports on Lake Michigan to really wait for the, for the kings to show up here. They're not here yet, but they're getting here. We're going to talk about that shortly, though. All right, actually, you know what? Let's do that right now. Let's do the fishing report. We'll get that out of the way. I was out a couple days ago for the first shakedown cruise of the year, the only shakedown cruise, really, if you look at it that way. Went out right at daybreak with some good friends and just went on a nice fun fish. Ran, I think, 12 lines. Caught nothing for the first 3 hours. I fished anywhere from 120 out to 180, back and forth. Marked a ton of fish on the graph, a bunch of stuff on the bottom. I'm sure they were lake trout, but also marked a ton of suspended fish as well, anywhere from 40 down to 80 to 90 feet as well. Suspending, just could not get a bite in the first 3 hours. Snuck back into a little skinnier water, like 110, straight out front of Manistee. Within the last hour and a half, I had 8 bites, all lake trout. We took 5 of the fish out of the 8 bites. The people were super excited just to get that. I was excited just to get some rods bent over. It had been a long, long winter, and it was good to be back on the water. But the boat ran really well, and the people had a blast. But what we were using that was working was everything down on the bottom. I was dragging both divers on both sides down on the bottom. Double chrome and Dragon Slayer spin doctors with Dreamweaver whirligigs and some good old spinning glows. Did the trick. Shoot rigger was taken, I think that took 3 fish. That was a Dragon Slayer spin doctor with a KRW Riverside spin and glow combo. And that seemed to be the hottest one, but it wasn't crazy exciting out there. The other boats that I talked to, a lot of boats came in with 1 fish or 2 fish or no fish. So I was really happy to get the 8 bites that we got. The small boat tournament here in Manistee for the MCSFA was also running that day. The winning fish was just a touch over 15 pounds. And that was also a lake trout. But saw my buddy Adam Knutson, who runs Reel to Reel Outdoors on YouTube. He boated a nice box of kings just a couple days ago. I believe he was south of Ludington. I'm not sure how far south. I didn't want to reach out to him. I'm sure everybody else in the world was giving him a call and wanting to know all the details. I didn't want to be that guy. But I did see on Facebook that he had a real nice box of kings, and he just said south of Ludington. But I did hear Pentwater, Whitehall area, Muskegon, the kings are starting to move through those areas in pretty good numbers. I would be, if it was me down there right now, and it should be within a week or two, as long as the weather holds the way that it's looking right now with the warmer weather, if that holds, we should have those kings here in a week or two. If it was me, I'd be going out and I'd be checking 80 feet out to probably 150 feet, looking for suspended fish and targeting those areas. Of course, there is no break right now. The thermocline doesn't exist. The water is 44 degrees or so from top to bottom. So there's nothing really there to target. But look for those suspended fish on your graph. Dial that in. Get your presentations in that area. Hot colors this year, of course, I've talked about the spoons, that they're really good this time of the year. If you haven't watched my must-have spoon video, I go over a lot of those things. But, you know, the NBK, the Buffalo Bill, the Rasta Goose, the Gold Rasta Goose, the Blue Dolphin, the Green Dolphin, the UV Blue Dolphin, all those are going to be really, really good right now, especially the Super Slims, especially the smaller spoons. Now, if you're cutting the fish open and you're seeing big alewives in the belly, don't be afraid to change it over to a little bit bigger spoon, some mags or some medium size. They're going to do a trick for you as well. Also, I know that Michigan Stinger spoons were really producing as well. A couple of the ones that I heard was the Two-Face, and what was the other one? I believe it was the alewife. I'm not sure if I have one here I could show you. No, I'm not seeing. Oh, there's one right there. That is the green alewife. But a lot of those spoons in that pattern right there, especially with the UV tape on them, that's going to be a good spoon for you right there, especially in the Stingray size. Those are going to be working really good for you as well. So, if you're in that area, get out there, because I think it's going to really heat up here, like I said, really, really soon. We have the Tight Lines for Troops tournament here in Manistee next weekend. We've been involved in that, Jim and I, in some way, shape, or form. We've had a boat in there for, I think, the last 5 or 6 years. It's a great event. It's a veteran appreciation event. We take out usually 4 or 5 veterans on our boat, and of course, many other boats are involved. It's just a fun day. Nobody cares who catches the biggest fish. Nobody cares who catches the most fish. It's just all about going out there and having a good time. So I'm really looking forward to that. And if the Kings are in the area next weekend, it's going to be even better time. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. Excuse me. All right. So that's your fishing report for the area. I hope to really get a little bit more. Well, I'm hoping for a lot better news, you know, like I said, in the next coming week or two. Anyway, let's, yeah, D. Herbie just said the big paddle. Of course, I'm always going to run a big paddle on one of my downriggers. Don't overlook that. Big paddle with a Riverside or with a Pickled Sunshine or a Green Crinkle. Any of those flies right now are going to do really good for you. If they're not catching them, at least that big rotator is bringing the fish into your spread. So that's another benefit of that. All right. Another thing I'll mention on my speed over the last week, I had to crawl it right down to get a bite. I mean, I was crawling down to like 1.7 to 1.8 on the Fish Hawk. Speed over ground was like 2.0. Not a lot of current out there right now, at least not in this area, but I did have to that's another thing I should have mentioned. I did have to crawl it right down to a slow speed before I got anything to even look at my baits, it seems. So slower was definitely better, and that's pretty common this time of the year. You know, it's still cold water. The fish are a little sluggish, but slow your boat down, slow your troll down, and they should look at it. It gives them a little more time and get a little more aggressive on that. Okay, let's move on from that. I have the winners right here from last week's drawing. I got a bunch of stuff to give away. So what I did is I asked everybody to pick 3 numbers. And some people picked 3 numbers, some people picked 1. It seemed like there was a lot of confusion. I'll take the hit on that if there's any hit to be taken. But to just make it really simple, what I did, everybody that left a comment, I just went in and did a random comment generator, which means it picked 3 winners out of all the people. So it really worked out exactly the same. And I may stick with that system in the coming giveaways. I'm not sure yet. It seemed to work pretty well. But the giveaway winner, I'm going to show you what you're winning. First one we're going to give away is that beautiful package from Scotty Mac, who was on the show last week. Here's one thing I didn't realize about this. When I picked it up and turned it around, there's more stuff. There's a couple of tackle trappers in the back and some of those Sam's Pro releases for your boards as well. So some extra stuff that I didn't even see. But the winner on this is Forget About It Fishing. Forget About It Fishing, you are the winner of that. If you would please, for all the winners tonight that I announced, please send me an email. christangletackle@gmail.com. For everybody else, that is my preferred way of communicating with everyone. I get a lot of people that they'll send me texts through my business phone, or they'll send me emails through my business email, or they'll even find my regular email somehow. I don't know how you detectives do it, but you do. But I get so many different messages from so many different places, or they'll send it just unknown ways. And I get so many different messages from so many different people in so many different areas, I miss some. So my preferred method, if you want to communicate with me, that's fine. I'll gladly talk with anyone. But christangletackle@gmail.com is my absolute preferred way. I check that thing daily. And that way, if you're on there, I'm going to get back to you a little sooner than if you sneak one in someplace else. I just wanted to get that out there. Anyway, Forget About It Fishing. You are the winner of that. Email me, please. The next package we're giving away is this really nice set of Ninja planer boards. This is really nice. Again, the person that donated this is on here tonight. I already saw the name come across. You know who you are, and thank you very much for doing that. But that person donated 2 of the small Ninja boards and 2 of the big Ninja boards for some lucky person on this channel. That's a really nice gift. Thank you again for supporting the channel. The winner of the Ninjas is Brian Jensen. Brian Jensen, you were the lucky winner of those Ninjas. Yeah, you're going to be happy with those. And then I have a Purple Taco fly supply giveaway to do as well. So what I have for this person is the 2022 fly kit. So you can tie all 5 new flies from 2022. I can't seem to hang on to this thing. The recipes are in here. All the beads are in here. All the material. All the bullet heads. Everything you want. They're in here. Purple Taco also has a new... I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about this or not, but I'm going to. So if this doesn't come out, they can hate me or they can yell at me. But they sent me some thread to test out not too long ago. UV thread and a glow-in-the-dark thread to tie your flies with. And I gotta tell you, that stuff is amazing. The UV properties in that thread are just mind-bending. And the glow-in-the-dark properties on the other thread, cannot believe how well that thing glowed in the dark and how long it glowed in the dark. So Purple Taco, if you're on here, I don't know if you're on here or not, Leroy, but if you are, get that stuff out, man. That stuff is cool, and people are gonna love it. But anyway, you get the 2022 fly kit, and you get a couple really nice bead packs. You get the cat eye bead pack. You get the glow bead pack. You get a nice set of faceted beads. And you get a nice little mix of everything too. You got some bullet heads and a whole bunch of other beads in there as well. And even on the back they wrote little bit of everything. So you're gonna get all that as well as the 2022 kit. The lucky winner on that, Mike Mixon, M-I-X-O-N, Mike Mixon. You are the winner of the Purple Taco Kit. So congratulations to Forget About It Fishing, Brian Jensen, and Mike Mixon. Again, email me, please, christangletackle@gmail.com. All right, I spoke about this already, but Matt President, if anybody's been watching this channel for a while, you know that Matt donated some really nice kits, not last year, but the year before. And he's went and done it again. Was it last year? Or maybe, I can't remember. It doesn't matter. He has gone and done that again. He has donated, I don't know how many kits I got in here, but these are going to be giveaways for everybody that supports us on Patreon. So if you're a supporter of Tangle Tackle on Patreon, or if you want to be one, go to patreon.com, Patreon, search Tangle Tackle Fishing. For anybody that supports us, you are eligible to win one of these kits. These are nice. Let me see how many I got in here. Again, you gotta be a supporter on Patreon. This is not gonna be for just the regular Sunday night live streams. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I believe. I think it's 6 kits. Yeah, it looks like 6. Let's show you what you get in one of these. I'd like to keep one of these. Matt, thanks again. You knocked it out of the park with this. You really did. In these kits, you're going to get the 2022 flies, not just one, but you're going to get 5 of each of the 2022 flies. All the new flies, there's 5 of them in there. There's some these are good flies. That moldy lemon fly right there, that is going to be a really good fly. You're going to get those. You're going to get, Matt, you really knocked, like I said, you knocked this thing out. You're going to get some beads. You're going to get a whole bunch of other, these are last year's flies. The Pickled Sunshine Imitations, the Green Crinkle, the Liquid Frog, the Emerald City, and the Double Pearls. Those are all there too. 5 of them in each one. So there is 25 flies there, 25 flies in the other pack. There's enough flies for a whole year. You're going to get a Musclehead Tackle meat rig. You're going to get some more beads. He's got everything in here. You're going to get a Blue Flounder. Standard size moonshine. Great spoon right there. You're going to also get, a Bad Toad. RV Bad Toad Mag. That's a great spoon right there. You're also going to get all your fly harnesses. He's got those all right there. Those are some good looking hooks too. Those might be gammies. Not sure if those Gamakatsus or what they are. Good looking hooks though. And then you gotta have something to pull it all with. One of the brand new Dreamweaver flip fin flashers. Say that 10 times fast. That is the Sanjin's Green Bam. That is going to be a really good flasher this year. I need to get my hands on that thing. I don't have any of these yet. I need to get some. But that is just one kit. And I think I have 6 of those kits to give away. And those are, again, for everybody that supports us on Patreon. I will draw winners for those at the end of the month of May. Sometimes towards the end of the month of May or beginning of June, I'll have a video and I'll just draw winners for every one of those. We won't spread it out over a series of videos. We'll do it all in one night. So, nice stuff. I got to pick this up so I don't step on it. Hold on. There we go. All right, let me grab my my enabler here and my my comments. See what I'm missing here in the comments. Looks like we got a lot of people here. 150 or so, I believe. Thanks to everybody for being here. Excuse me. All right, yeah. Kirk C, you're right. The man does it again. Yeah, Matt Presidents, he knocked it out of the park again. Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody that supports this channel in any which way. You know, this is something that I've thought about for the last couple of days. You know me. If you watch this, you know that I'm not, hey, subscribe, sub. I'm not that way. I don't beg for subs. But and I'm not going to start, don't get me wrong, but I would be really cool to see if by the end of summer, if we can get this channel up to 15,000 subs. I would really like to see that happen. If you watch this channel and it helps you out in any way, think about subscribing. I do appreciate that. That is the biggest thing. Commenting, sharing, and subscribing are the three biggest things that you can do to help the channel. So if I help you out in any way and you want to help me back in any way, just hit the sub button. You don't even have to do it publicly. You can be anonymous. It doesn't matter, but it does help the channel. It really does. So what do you think? Can we get this channel up to 15,000 subscribers by the end of August? That's my goal. So I was just thinking about that the other day. That's where I think it'd be a great place to be, and we'll just keep building from there. So if you haven't hit that sub button yet, if you want to, I would appreciate it. Just consider it. Thanks. All right. Somebody's just a pro just in from finding morels. Matt D, non-subscribers get skunked. I'm not going to throw any bad spells on anybody. I'm not that way. If you don't want to sub, I'm fine with that, but I would love to see this channel continue to grow. It's what inspires me and motivates me to come in here every Sunday night and try to help out as many people as I can. Like I always say, I'm not the best in the world at this stuff. Nobody out there is, but I'm always happy to share with whatever, anything that I know, I'm always happy to share. So, all right, Mike F saying great channel for info and laughs. Yeah, you gotta have fun with this stuff too, Mike. Absolutely. Let's get into tonight's topic. Must-have rotators. You can see a whole bunch right behind me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the camera and I'm just going to put it on the wall, and we're going to look all up and down the shop wall here at all these rotators, and I'm going to go over some of my favorites, some of the ones that I love to use at different times of the year and what with. Some I like better with meat rigs, some I like better with flies, some work both. With both, and we'll just do that. So let's get that going, and then at the end of the day, or at the end of that, I'll come back, I'll check all the comments. If you have any questions, hold them for then, please. If you ask me questions while I'm showing everything, I'm not going to see them, and I'm not going to be able to answer, so hold them to the end, and I'll be happy to sit here and answer as many questions as anyone may have. Well, let's flip this around. So you can see we're kind of in the middle of restocking a bunch of stuff right now, but let's and we're just getting a whole bunch of new spin doctors in here. We're getting a whole bunch of spoons in here. I mean, you can see the spoon selection now is pretty well stocked. Warrior is coming back in this year. I'm moving spin doctors out of my way as I speak, but you can see all the super slims are stocked back up. The mags and the standards are stocked back up. We got a decent selection of silver streaks, but our moonshines are stocked back up. And if you're looking for any of this stuff, TangleTackleCompany.com. You can find it all right there. A bunch more moonshines. All right, so let's get to it. Let's get to it. Get my stand out of the way. Let's start with the one everybody, you got to have this. Kevin's girlfriend right there. Year in and year out, Kevin's girlfriend, along with the double pearl, which is right here. No, I'm sorry, that's the UV. Where is the double pearl? We may be out of them, actually. Or they're in one of these boxes. Let me keep looking. Yeah, I'm not seeing one there. That's the fish scale. I mean, that's real similar. But year in and year out, Kevin's girlfriend does it for me, along with the double pearl. You got to have those in the boat. Meat rigs, flies, you name it. You're going to catch fish with either one of those two. The double pearl is very similar to that black one right there. The only difference is it's a white blade. That one obviously has the black blade, but either one of those are going to be excellent for you. That one, especially in the morning or on a foggy, dark day, that one right there is going to catch fish. That one right there is one that nobody seems to ever run, and I love this thing. Dark mornings. It's a white crush back with the emerald green front on a black blade. That thing right there on dark days, dark mornings, foggy days, really, really has done well for me with a fly over the years. Got get that back up there. All right. Double UV, always good one to have, bright days. If you're chasing coho, you got to have a pink dot. That's an excellent one in the 8-inch, especially for coho, with peanut flies or just standard flies too. Moving over, this is another good one for coho. Not a lot of people run that. That is the white with orange crush. But that one later in the year, towards like September when the coho are around, that one's excellent with flies. This one right here, I think it's called the Firecracker. Yep, Firecracker. Lake trout. Lake trout down on the bottom. Love that thing. Love it. I was just running it last Friday. I'm sorry, Saturday. Double white crush. Early in the morning, and you can leave that thing out all day long if they're biting on it. That thing will catch them every day for you. Well, I guarantee, not guaranteed, of course, but that takes a ton of fish. Dots, good to have some on the boat that have dots. Wonder Bread and the UV Wonder Bread are both excellent lake trout spin doctors as well as king spin doctors. Really good with flies, really good with meat rigs as well. Another good coho producer right there. The yellow, it's even called yellow coho dots. So absolutely. The green on the black paddle. Black with green dots, that's another good dark day one. The pearl fish scale, I don't like as much as just the double pearl glow, but it does have its days. That fish scale does not glow like the pearl does, but it will. It's a good substitute if you're in a nice bright sunny day and you don't have a pearl fish scale on there. The Hammer Time, I've used a few times in the past. Limited success. Again, everyone, I'm just going to be honest on things. If I've had limited success on some things, I'm going to let you know that. This one right here, I don't think I've ever even run. Not saying it, the Innovator. Not saying it's not a good flasher. I've just never run it. The good old live wire. That thing right there is one of my favorites with a meat rig, with a Dreamweaver Green Mile or a big water tackle Green Mile meat rig. That thing is outstanding. The double purple, haven't had a whole lot of success with that. Haven't run it much because of that, but some of you out there might have a different point of view on that. Again, there's another, I believe that is called, yep, the white double, well, they're saying that's the white double slick, so that is a UV. That is not the pearl that I was talking about before, but that white double slick on a very bright day can take a lot of fish. So when I'm talking about the pearl as well, you can see that pearl is on this green blade as well as that blue blade. That pearl will actually glow in the dark. So don't overlook the green and the blue blades as well. White and black are not just the only shows in town when it comes to pearl. You should think about having both a blue and a green on the boat as well as the crush in both the green and the blue as well. Excellent. The old chrome frog. That thing right there goes out for me almost daily and takes fish almost daily, especially with a KRW Riverside or a pickled sunshine or a green crinkle or dark blue fly. That thing right there will catch fish. Meat rigs as well. The pickled sunshine meat rig, the Green Mile meat rig, some diabolical meat rigs I really like the Black Magic meat rig. Really like behind that flasher as well. But you should have a number of these in the boat. If you don't, grab some. And I gotta say this, I do like that better than the UV chrome frog. The UV chrome frog has a UV tape over the front. I found that this one outproduces it, and that's just my opinion. All right, I've talked about those. When yellow's working, you know, the Mountain Dew Crush is a great one to have, especially with your yellow meat rigs. Try to pair up those colors. The green jeans right there, of course, that's a good one with you, or especially with meat rigs. I found I like running some green meat rigs with that thing. I do run it with flies from time to time, but I like the meat rigs a little better. The White Killer, limited success on it because I use its counterpart more often. The Chrome Killer, yes, the Chrome Killer, that thing right there. Again, I like it much better in the 10-inch version. Over here, The 10-inch version for meat rigs really does well with the pickled sunshine meat rigs, the green mile meat rigs, the green gas meat rigs. Really does well, but that is a must have right there. I don't do a lot of the transparent blades with the UV tape. And again, maybe that's something that works for you. It's just not something that I've really gotten into. Limited success, and you know, I base what I'm going to use on the success that I have. So limited success, really. I mean, you can see these two right here are these transparent blades with UV tape. What's that called? UV double, UV slick. Yeah, just those, like I said, just aren't my cup of tea. Might be somebody else's, though. The atomic UV purple, if purple's working, you got to have that. You got to have an atomic purple out there for sure. The Kevorkian, definitely. I haven't run this thing as much as I should have over the last few years. But that thing right there will definitely take fish with any type of green fly behind it. Really good one. Spotted Richard. Okay, so now just a second ago I said I don't use any transparent flashers. And then I come and I grab this one. This one is probably the only one that I do use. This thing with a yellow, like a yellow mustard meat rig behind it, definitely will catch some fish for you on a really, really bright day. I don't have a lot of success with that on darker days. So that's a good one. Don't run that one much. Starting to shift down here. The purple haze, again, we talked about purple. You got to have the that purple, and you got to have the purple haze as well. When purple's working, you got to have that. This is the Life is Good, I believe. Yep. There's another one called Full Throttle, which is really similar to this that I prefer over this one. Not saying this is a bad one, but I like that Full Throttle a little better. Lake trout love this thing right here. This black spots, the UV with the black dots. Lake trout down on the bottom. I don't always just use double chromes on the bottom. A lot of times I will put these UV dots down there as well. Really, really good. Double white crush we talked about. The blue bubble, that's another staple. Got to have the blue bubble. It's not called blue bubble, it's called white blue glow, but the nickname for that thing is the blue bubble. Meat rigs, flies, absolutely. The carbon, I don't run very often, but if I was going to run that, I'd run it deep with a really dark meat rig. And you would think that that's the opposite of what you would want to do. You think the deeper the water, the darker it is. You should be running something more flashy. And that's just not true. Dark colors and deep presentations, that's a real good way to get some good fish, some big fish too. Another real good one for for lake trout down on the bottom. The two-faced glow, as well as flies and meat rigs as well. That's a good one. Blue jeans, of course. The gator, the green jeans, all good ones. I'll be honest with you, the blue jeans and the green jeans, I don't run so much anymore. I just found there's other ones out there that I seem to have better success with. But there's nothing wrong with having those in the boat. Because like I've said before, if somebody calls you and says, hey, I'm just destroying them on the blue jeans or the green jeans, you're going to kick yourself if you don't have them on board. Excuse me. This is a good one right here. I like this flasher, especially with meat rigs with white or UV teasers. This is called the Blue Chrome Blue, and if you see on the back, it is just a solid blue color. And then on the front, it's a blue bubble or a blue holographic. Meat rigs with just, I'm telling you, just white or mother of pearl teasers with that thing, with a white meat head or a green meat head, really, really does well later in the year, or really any time of the year if you got a real good, bright, sunny day. But with those white teasers and white meat heads, even on darker days, that's what those fish will pick up. So I do like that one. All right. What we got here? The old Chrome Mountain Dew, of course, a staple. Green bikini bottom. Great one with, I like this more with meat rigs than I do flies, although it will definitely catch fish on flies. That's the yellow bikini. You can tell because of the yellow paint. It would be green, obviously, if it was a green bikini. But 10 inches, 10-inch spin doctors with meat rigs, great ones. Blue sparkle, green sparkle, yellow sparkle. If you're running, just specific colors, blue meat rigs, blue flies, Vice versa with the green and the yellow. Those are good ones to have on the boat. Again, I don't run those every single day, but there are days when I'll get a phone call and somebody's telling me, hey, we're knocking them out of the park on the green sparkle, and I'm glad I have them on the boat because they will produce. This is another one that I love for lake trout down on the bottom. This is another UV dot one. Is this called the Closer? I think it used to be called the Closer, but this is the Chrome UV Crush. That's a really good lake trout. Really good lake trout down on the bottom, Spin Doctor, especially with really, really bright spinning glows. Moving on. What we got down here? Double Slick. Of course, we talked about that. Seneca Special, another great lake trout producer. It's got the Mountain Dew and the yellow Mountain Dew tape on there, and on the back, it's got a really reflective fish scale, almost like a chrome. But that is the Seneca Special. I got turned on to that a few years ago from another captain for lake trout, and this thing will catch kings as well with flies and meat rigs. So it's really a great double-purpose or spinny right there. Really, really good one. That is the green jeans with the UV. If I'm going to run a green jeans, and again, that's right there. That's your standard green jeans, super glow green jeans. If I'm gonna run a green jeans, this is the one I prefer. This thing's got great flash to it. There's no glow to it. I don't think, nope, it's UV on the back as well. So there's no glow to this thing, but that thing with a good, with some flies and a good meat rig, that thing will catch fish for you. That is the green jeans that I prefer. Oh, the old lemon ice. Another good yellow spinny. Caramel Dolphin, I haven't used that in years. Magic Man. This thing right here with meat rigs, I caught a ton of kings. I can't say a ton, that's not true, but a lot of kings with this one right here with meat rigs with really high UV properties. Trying to think of a couple of the ones that, let me actually see if we got any in stock. Show you some of the ones I really like with the old Magic Man. And we're pretty well wiped out on meat rigs. Those won't be in for a little while, but Diabolical has a meat rig, and I forget the name of it, but I really like it with that thing. I think it's called the Illusion. I'm almost certain it's the Illusion. But that thing with that right there, I mean, any of the UV blues, UV green gas, UV blue gas, UV green gas, just pair this thing up with some kind of meat rig that has a lot of UV in it. Your no-see-em flies as well will work great with that thing. Yeah, that's a real good one. Put you back. What else do I got here? Purple Valium. I like this thing in the 10-inch. I believe Diabolical's meat rig called the Purple Warthog. I started running a couple years ago with these Purple Valiums. Really good combination. Myself and a good friend when I was first mating for him on his boat. So that's 3 years ago or more. We really had some good success with that thing right there. Put you back. Let's see what I got in the box. Better get my hand out of the way. Oh, look what I found. The white double slicks. And there they are. That thing, those two right there. If you told me I could only have 2 Spin Doctors, those are the 2 I would take. The Kevin's Girlfriend and the white slick. Wonderful. More Kevin's Girlfriends over here too, so we're definitely stocking up. Again, TangleTackleCompany.com if you're looking to get your hands on this stuff that we're talking about. See what else I got here. Some more blue bubbles. That's a 10-inch. Well, let's go over here to the 10-inch rotators, and these aren't stocked up quite as heavy yet, but they will be here in a day or two. One of the ones that was not in stock over in the 8-inch is right here, and I love this thing with flies and meat rigs. That is the Netminder UV Showtime. They call it now, the just Netminders, I believe, or Netminders UV Showtime, I believe it's still called in some areas. That thing right there has taken so many fish for me over the years. Meat rigs, flies, you name it. But if I'm going to run meat rigs, I'd like the 10-inch version on that thing. Really, really good one. I'm too short. I'm 6 feet tall and I can't get this. All right, we're going to come back to that. Let's see what else we got around here. The Chrome Two-Face. That's another great one for flies and meat rigs. So you see it's a black dot on UV in the back, green dot on UV in the front. Really good rotator. There's a couple of Pro Trolls. I think the Pro Troll has a nice Two-Face as well. I really like that version as well, but that one right there will do it for you all day. Dragon Slayer. Can't overlook that. Flies and meat rigs. Absolutely. Really good one. The Mountain Dew Dragon Slayer and this Dragon Slayer, the standard Dragon Slayer, absolute must-haves. So many fish have been taken with those things over the years by so many boats. Shift over here. Some of the big, we don't have a lot of paddles around. Maybe they're just not stocked out yet. But like I always talk about, I like running big paddles down the chute. And if I look over here, here's the Beckholds. A lot of people call these hoochies or hoochie mamas. In fact, they even says so right there, the hoochie mama. Typically, on my center downrigger, my deepest downrigger, really my deepest presentation, I'm going to have either a Beckhold 11-inch on there, or I'm going to have a Dreamweaver 11-inch, probably a white double slick or a black double slick paddle on there. This one right here, and that one right there, darker days. You know, the double slick, same material, and the crush. The double slick and the double crush, great ones on the darker days. The white double crush, also just fantastic in the morning. This is a new one that they came out with this year. It's called Mercury Falling. This thing I really like the looks of. So on the front, you've got a white, I'm sorry, let me slow down. On the front, you have the Pearl Glow with a moon jelly ladder on there. Then on the back is just a straight up moon jelly. This thing right here, I'm excited to use. I'm really excited already to get this thing out in the water this year. I like the look of this. Again, that's called the Mercury Falling from Beckhold. Beckhold, they're trying to get back more in the Great Lakes. I know that. I don't know exactly what happened back in the day, but I know there was maybe something going on with the previous owner. Sorry to hear that in any which way, but seems that they are under new ownership now, and now they're trying to get more and more back in the Great Lakes. So anyway, that is the Mercury Falling on the white blade, and that is the Mercury Falling and the black blade. I like the looks of that one quite a lot also. Holy cow. Down below, they have them in a few other colors as well. What is that one called? The Mountain Dew. And then, of course, that's another one almost just like the Blue Bubble, except that's got a pearl slick on the back. That's a good-looking one also. And then we have a few Kingfishers still in stock. We're starting to, I don't know why, but it seems like we're starting to rotate these out. I don't know if we're restocking or not, but these Kingfishers I really like with meat rigs especially. I don't run a whole lot of flies with these things, but with meat rigs, these things can really, really shine. That one right there, I have one, I forget what it's called. It's the exact same one with that UV tape, but it's on a black blade. I really like that thing. Really like that thing. And then John King also has some of his flashers. He has, the fish style flashers as well, both in 10-inch and 12-inch. I think all the Kingfishers come in 12-inch. But those things can really shine for you on meat rigs. That's where they've put fish on the boat for me over the years. So, guys, gals, that really is a lot of the must-haves. They're here, and I talked about them. But like I said, if you gave me like choice of just 5, all right, if you told me I could only have 5, let's do that. Of course, I would go with Kevin's Girlfriend, white double slick. I can pick 3 more. I would go with Chrome Frog. There's 3. I would go with Live Wire. There's 4. Oh, God, this is tough. I have to go with the Chrome Killer. But again, there's so many other good ones. The Black Slick, the White Double Crush, the Blue Bubble, the Wonder Bread. God, I could go on and on and on and on and on. But, yeah, those would probably be the 5 that if I was just getting going, that's probably what I'd start off with. All right, I'm going to put you back in the holder. Hold on. There There we go. We get set back up here. All right. Let me grab my tablet so I can talk to you all. I think my stand is about ready to fall over. Hold on. Sorry about this. Just want to make sure we don't have a catastrophe. All right. Hey, I hope that helps you out. I mean, those are the tip of the iceberg when it comes to flashers, truly. There are so many out there. But if you're going to grab onto some of those 5 that I told you about, Dreamweaver, Spin Doctors, you're not going to go wrong. Dreamweaver Spin Doctors are out on my boat day in, day out, and probably most every other charter boat up and down Lake Michigan, Lake Ontario. Fantastic products, great people to work with, great customer support, and they will keep catching fish for you. Like I said, the Beckholds, they're trying to get back in the game a little more. They seem like great people. I hope it works out for them. I don't know much about them, but I know that they will catch fish. The Kingfishers, of course, meat rigs specifically, I like those 4. But I just don't have the colors here to really show a lot of the variety. But when you look at rotators, a lot of the colors that come in one brand are also going to come in another brand. They seem to, to float back and forth pretty freely. So, yeah, if you're looking for some Kingfishers, hop online, look for those as well. And, yeah, just go from there. I wish I had more paddles in the shop that I could show you. Paddles will also do really well for you, not just the 11-inch, but the 8-inch, the Pro Trolls. I really like those out. The new Dreamweaver paddles with the flip fin, I'm really excited to try those out as well. So, looking forward to it. All right, let's get into question and answer time. We're 46 minutes in. I got 190 people or so here. Thanks everybody for being here. 49 thumbs up. Also, thanks for that. Let me grab a drink of water. And if you got any questions, go ahead and rip them out. And I'll be happy to answer anything that I can. All right, let's see what we got going on. No, Cody, not moonshine. Straight up water, my man. Straight up water. TD Cloud saying the website stock up to date. No, it's not. Well, what we're doing right now, I don't work here. I think most of you know that. I don't work here. I don't own the place. I represent them. What the employees are doing here, they're getting inventory in as fast as they can, and they're getting it up on the shelf. As they get it up on the shelf, they get it back into stock. So if you're looking today and it's not there, try back in a day or two. It should be there for you if it's one in particular that you're looking for. Scott Wagner wants to know who the winners are. Sorry, Scott, you're going to have to go back and rewind the video later. They're on there. We announced them at the beginning of the video. Good to see you, though, Scott. Glad you're here. Jordan Harris saying you won the Flasher and Flies. Yes, you did. They should have arrived to you already. I'll go back and check the stock room to make sure that they have shipped out, but they should be there. Casting for Christ. Why don't you guys run 8-inch paddles on the Michigan side? Everybody on the Wisconsin seems to do it. We do. We rely, I think, a little bit more on Spin Doctors. If you ask me the reason, I'm going to tell you I don't know, because that's the honest truth. Excuse me. 8-inch paddles will definitely catch fish. Definitely. Maybe it's a Ford Chevy kind of thing. Maybe it's just because so many of us learn on Spin Doctors and we get those confidence baits, the ones that we really, really trust. And it's hard to steer away from those things once you really get trust in something. It's hard to get away from it. So that could be the reason as well. And who knows, in 10, 20 years, maybe we'll all be using paddles over here and everybody over there will be using Spin Doctors. Not sure, but they definitely catch fish. Stephen Eddy, you like that shopping? You'll send me a check? Don't send me a check, man. Send it to the shop. They'll get you hooked up. Yeah, Cody, exactly. You don't fix what's broke. Yeah, if I'm running stuff that's catching fish for me, it's going to be hard for me to pull out a paddle that I've never used and go, I'll throw that out there. I have no idea if it'll work, but I'll try it. You're exactly right. Matt D, you're right. Also, spin docks seem to have a bigger variety of colors. They do have a ton of colors, without a doubt. And they're just proven, without a doubt. They're proven. But I do have paddles on the boat, and I do run them from time to time. The ones that I use really match or mimic the colors of the spin doctors that I have good success with. All right. Planer board lights, Troy Allen Outdoors. Right here. Got a whole stack of them. Right there in stock. 2 of them for $15.99. Guys, gals, I love these things. See if I can get one to turn on. Or put those on my planer boards. You can see that thing beeping. And they just stick on there. But if you do get these things, I'm telling you, put a piece of Gorilla Tape over them so they don't get wet and slide off. Because I had a couple do that. A couple different modes, like a solid green light and blinking lights. But definitely, they're right here. And I'm not sure what that's called. Bright Trike, maybe? But they're on the Tangle Tackle website. Or call the shop, 231-887-4242. And we got probably a couple dozen of them there if you're looking for them. Will Spencer, Chris, do you have any solid gold spin doctors on your boat? Yeah, absolutely. I have gold on the boat. I love them for as much as I love anything else, especially for lake trout. Yeah, double chrome. I didn't have any double chrome here, double chrome. Those are 2 of my favorites for lake trout also. Yeah, absolutely. David Himes, how do you keep ninja boards from sliding down your line? You have to actually wrap it around the nub up there on the arm. On my video, my Dreamweaver ninja board video, I actually show you exactly how to do it. You have to go around it though. The thing won't budge after you do that. Will not budge. Chris from Gary Davey, what's the best way to make your spoons and paddles glow? I have a video on the channel. You can actually make a glow box. You can put all your stuff right in there, turn it on, put it in your boat, and by the time you get to your spot, they're glowing. Other than that, I have a couple of UV flashlights on the boat. I'll charge them up that way, and I'll also use my spreader lights over my deck. I'll hold them up that way. Be careful. Don't overcharge your glow baits. And what I mean by that is if you take a moonshine spoon and you put that thing under a black light or a really bright spreader light for 10 seconds, you can watch that thing go down the water column and it's like lighting up the entire lake. I try not to overglow my baits. I think that's where some people make a crucial mistake. I don't think fish are really attracted to something that's hurting their eyes. Don't glow them up as much as you think you need to. What I'll normally do is I'll take my black UV flashlight, couple passes over like a moonshine spoon or a Dreamweaver glow spoon, and that's it. They're gonna pick it up. They're gonna see it in the water. I mean, if you think about when I start fishing at 5:30 in the morning or 5 in the morning and it is pitch black, and I get I'm getting fish bites down at 120 feet on my center downrigger, and the only thing glowing on that fly is a couple strands of glow, they can see that stuff pretty darn good. So when something is glowing so bright that they got to put sunglasses on, I don't think that's something that they're really looking for. So that was a long-winded answer to your question. Matt D, any tips for getting better hookups on divers? You mean like keeping them hooked on or just better bites, Matt? If you could elaborate a little, I'd be happy to answer that for you. Jordan Harris, the real line calculator, is there any way to use that besides Excel? Not that I know of. The one that's on the Tangle Tackle website is the only version that I know of, and it works really, really well. Shot 16, off topic, but pro con switching to braid on downriggers. Yep. So pros and cons, braid on downriggers. A couple years ago on Jim's boat, we were getting some voltage off our electric downriggers. I could tell that by taking a voltage meter and touching the line going down into the water. We were definitely getting some stray current going. And we weren't getting bit on our downriggers, and that's why we tested it. We switched over to braid, and lo and behold, the downriggers started producing again. So if you're getting stray current, and you shouldn't anyway, you should be able to track down hopefully where your current's coming from, but if you can't, or you just want to avoid it altogether, going to braid is a fantastic thing. It actually cuts to the water really, really well. We went to, I think it was 150-pound Power Pro to use on those downriggers. It works great. Here's the cons to it. your line counters on your downriggers are going to be off because they're calibrated to a specific diameter of steel line. When you put that smaller diameter braid on there, it's going to throw that counter off. So you got to make a mental chart or a written chart on where your downriggers are running, especially using a fish hawk like an X4D where you can tell the depth. Just go ahead and make a chart, what the depth on the line counter is saying and what the real physical depth is at that. But that is the biggest con to changing over to braid. All right. Also, braid, it can get damaged a little more easily, I believe. You know, if you get any fish hooks into that or a nick or a cut on it in some way, it could get broken a lot more easily. So, toss up one way or the other. I'm running steel cable on my downriggers. Jim's still running the braid on his downriggers. We both catch fish. Matt D, you're losing lots on your divers. Number one thing, loosen your drag up. I've seen that mistake so many times. People crank that drag down so tight that when a fish hits that and a big king hits that thing, you got to think you're pulling a big paddle probably or a big spinny of some kind, maybe a meat rig or a fly. You got that snubber, you got the diver, you got all that leader, and that is a lot of stuff for that fish to be yanking on, and it's a lot of kinetic energy that's going into that dive or into that fishing rod. Loosen your drag. Let that fish take the line. I loosen my drag up on my diver so much it's actually clicking out. And then I'll take a rubber band, put a half hitch around that line, and stretch that rubber band back over my handle. And that will keep that thing from clicking out. I want that fish to have all the room in the world to smack that thing and take a nice run. In fact, what I normally do, as soon as they hit one, I take it out of the rod holder, I'll even back it off a little more. Kings are strong. They're strong fish. And that is a ton of energy that they're putting into that thing. So back your drag off. Excuse me. Check your hooks. Make sure you got good sharp, sticky hooks on there. If you don't, upgrade your hooks or at least you're sharpening your hooks all the time as well. Always check your hooks. Every time you bring in a rig, check your hooks. You never know when one's going to get stepped on or drugged the wrong way, scraped on something, and you're losing that good sharp hook. So that's the two biggest things right there. Use the right equipment also, the right size reel with the right size rod. I use 9-foot on my low divers, 10-foot rods on my high divers. Those things are built to take the abuse that those diver rods need to take. I use the Okuma Convector Pro rods, the Wireline Pro rods on my divers. And I'll tell you, best rods I've ever run. Shot 16, you're absolutely welcome. Absolutely. Yeah, D-Herb, yeah, you said the same thing I said. Yeah, loosen your drag up. I think somebody else said that also. Let's see here. Okay, I think we're caught up. We are like an hour or so into this thing. It's a good time to pop smoke and get out of here. Everybody, thanks so much for being here. Again, Matt Presidents, thank you big time for the gifts. The people are not gifts to me, gifts to the community on here. Again, Patreon supporters, you're going to get those packages given out to you. I got 6 or 7 of them to do there, and we'll do that at the end of May. If you want to jump on Patreon, patreon.com, Patreon. Look up Tangle Tackle Fishing. If you support us, you're going to be into that drawing. And also, if you support us, if you pledge more than $30 in a calendar year, you're into the drawing for a free charter trip in the upcoming summer. So cool. Just a Pro leader length from flasher to fly. Talked about that in a lot of other videos. Hop back in my flasher fly video from just a couple weeks ago, Just a Pro, and you're gonna have all that information right there for you. Okay. Rob Sony, any good information for termination of weighted steel? Yep, actually I got a video up on that, and you can check that out as well. Travis Rosinski, gonna try black dots on a Kevin's girlfriend? Heck yeah, try it. Absolutely, try anything. Doctor them up, customize them. You never know what you're gonna get out of that. All right, next Sunday, 7 o'clock again. I'm gonna try to build this channel up to 15,000 subscribers by the end of August. If you can help me out doing that, I would appreciate it. Again, I'm not begging for subs, but that is the one way that you can help this channel. Subscribe, share the videos, and leave a comment and leave a like. I mean, if you do that, you're helping the channel. It doesn't take much. You and I will be friends forever. All right, that's it. I'll see everybody next Sunday, 7 p.m. Have a great week. Be safe.